All right, and we're back. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. We had one of our tech wizards getting everything fixed out. So now we're back. Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2014. Up next, we have the Mirror's Edge PC race. By Ovendonkey and ddaaniieell. I have some donations to read real quick before we start, since they're still getting things all sorted. I have a $50 donation by Anonymous. Hey guys, loving the event so far. I lost a family member to cancer like so many others. Can we just cure this thing already? Keep fighting the good fight. We sure will. Another 50 Anonymous donation. Keep up the amazing work. 50 from Conquer Mortis. Super job by all the runners for an awesome cause. Another 50 from Anonymous. One must choose whether to use their powers for good or for awesome. Why not both? Why not both? I then have $100 by Schwartzy's 2478. Second donation for an amazing run of The Mask. Great to see Mr. K in action. The Ninja Gaiden 2 run of Duck Fist was world class. Haven't seen a boring run yet. Nor shall you. Before we start, we want to give a roll call for what, I don't know what that is. It's not a couch. Just.
What's the walker?
All right. I think they have microphones now. One more time.
Ovendonkey.
ddaaniieell.
RE2929.
Play Madness.
Kumari.
All right.
Hooray. 3, 2, 1.
Are we going?
No.
Are we actually going?
Yes.
Okay.
No!
I was going to do a countdown, but then somebody else started.
Oh.
That's okay. I pressed it anyway.
Okay, well, I'll just start as soon as I see the game start.
Okay.
Wow, my sensitivity got
So
really
this is Mirror's Edge. If Play Madness wants to explain the storyline.
Storyline in a nutshell of Mirror's Edge is it's crazy dystopian future, and like the police are watching everything all the time. And by the look of how white all the buildings are, they're also really, really hard on their janitors.
Yeah.
So you are a runner, obviously, and you are taking like packages underground over the buildings from like resistance to resistance. But it turns out that there's this guy named Pope who is running for mayor. And he's going to be like, no more government surveillance. We're all going to be cool guys now. And
Number one.
the government has him assassinated and instead frames your sister for it and then arrests your sister, and you have to try and find her. But it turns out that there's a secret plot that the mayor guy knew too much about to take down the runners. So you uncover that, and a bunch of stuff happens, and it gets really sad.
So that's Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge in a nutshell.
And I guess like some of the big things in this game that you'll be seeing them do a lot is kick glitching and side jump boosting.
As you can see on Ovendonkey's
Yeah,
side
if you're
now.
watching Ovendonkey, who's to my right now, he just did 2 kick glitches back to back, and essentially it's a double jump.
Not a realistic double
Yeah,
jump.
not a realistic double jump. But yeah, that's an inside joke. It's a long story, but it's a double jump, and the way it works is the developers, for some weird reason, whenever you do a kick off of a wall, you like have this invisible platform underneath you for 3 frames, and if you set the jump animation to scroll wheel, then you can actually jump on that in that 3 frames.
Because you have to input a jump input during one of those 3 frames to maintain your wall run momentum and your jump momentum into like an air jump that sends you like beaming forward way faster than you're supposed to be going.
Yeah, and they use that a lot throughout the run because it's useful for getting to areas where you're not supposed to. The first out of bounds skip is in the next chapter after this one, which is chapter 2.
And I died.
That's actually a really common jump to miss.
That's a pretty tough jump. Yeah. Also, you probably noticed some screen tearing, and I
They
promise.
don't see it.
They don't see it?
They don't see it on stream? That's good.
Okay, I see it.
Yes. both of the runners are both handicapped with it, though, so it's even.
Yes. And this game is actually really, really hard. So I imagine this race will either be really close or one of us will be really far ahead just because of how it works. So we're in the same place right now, though.
Yeah, this game is, you could have a good run or you could have just a really terrible run.
There's very little middle ground
Yeah.
for just like a mediocre
Mirror's Edge, you see Ovendonkey, he just quit there because...
You did too.
Okay. You guys...
did.
I got a glitch that stops you from being able to move, so I have to quit and reload to fix it.
One of the other major glitches, which is why this game is run mostly on PC, is there's something that's called the slide glitch, where you can overwrite the animation of pressing a button or turning a pipe wheel by like locking yourself into another animation, usually a slide, but most animations will work like jumping and coiling.
Yeah.
But if you input too many like use inputs during the slide glitch, it will lock you into the like you can't move or do anything segment of like pressing the button, which can only be fixed by reloading the most recent checkpoint.
And I'm out of bounds right now.
Yeah, they're both doing a very difficult kick glitch right now.
And a very recent one too.
Yeah, this was only found a few months ago.
Yeah. And actually the current world record doesn't use this out of bounds because it was found after the current world record.
Yeah, the current world record for this game on PC is 39 minutes and 26 seconds.
Real time with SDA timing. I
It's
think
34.
it's 30. No, I think it's 36.
It's 34 something.
Yeah, and the world record on console, which I have, is 1 hour, 1 minute, and 19 seconds. So there's like a huge difference. It's not because like PC's easier, it's just because you can't do the kick glitch consistently on console, and the loading times, and you can't do the slide glitch either.
Yeah, and some of the out-of-bounds skips tend to freeze the console edition.
Yeah.
So PC is usually the go-to for speedrunning.
Yep.
A lot of time you'll see them turn sideways, they'll do a 90-degree turn and jump, and that's to get them up to running speed almost immediately.
Yeah. If that's called a side jump boost, and if they don't do that, it takes about like 8 seconds to get max speed for running.
Yeah, it's really slow.
Yeah, but if they do that side jump boost, they're instantly at max speed. So that's what they do when they like do that weird head side jump thing.
You may have noticed as well, Donkey mentioned earlier in this chapter that this is a really, really difficult speed game. So they can talk whenever they like, but it takes a lot of concentration, which is why we have actually 3 people kind of running commentary right now, so that they can focus on hitting all of these like ridiculous out of bounds, 1-frame side jump, double jump things.
Right now, Ovendonkey just went out of bounds. This is a small skip. It saves just maybe like 10 seconds or so.
It's one of my more favorite skips though, because it lets us see pedestrians, whereas in the normal game you don't usually see them.
Yeah, you never see pedestrians in the normal game, and they actually don't have any collisions, so you can phase right through them. And there's a helicopter shooting at them right now, and they usually wouldn't be there.
Helicopter doesn't care.
Yeah.
If you guys don't mind, I actually have a donation to read from the Mirror's
Fantastic.
Edge development team.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It is for $480.
Wow.
Cheers from the development team of the next Mirror's Edge here at DICE. We love speedrunning and are happy to support this event and the Prevent Cancer Foundation. The importance of fighting cancer is known all too well by many of us in the team. So shout out to them. Thank you so much for your donation, and we will continue to, I guess, break your games more.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you again very much.
They can. You guys, the development team, can feel free to go on Skype with us if they want to. Crossing my fingers. So.
Yeah, they'll be back in bonus stream
Yeah.
if you can't set it up right now.
We, Ovendonkey and I were thinking about doing a bonus stream of Mirror's Edge. We're going to try and do 2-player, 1 controller for the PS3 version, which is very, very insanely difficult, but
It's pretty fun to watch.
yeah, it's amazing how we can, 2 players, 1 controller on this game is not easy whatsoever.
It takes a whole lot of coordination and
Yeah.
cooperation.
And I'm sure we won't be talking at all, so Play Madness will be back doing commentary, and Cool Maddie.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, when the next Mirror's Edge comes out, I'm going to destroy it.
Yes.
Open message to the developers.
Post-release QA.
Yes. While there's not a whole lot to talk about right now, interesting story about the announcement of the second Mirror's Edge game I was actually on the phone with Mr. Ovendonkey during E3, and when the trailer started, he was like, "What is this game?" And then when he saw Faith for the first time, I swear to God, he almost started crying. It was a beautiful experience.
I think I did start crying, actually.
Because for a long time, it looked like this game was being almost abandoned by the developers, because this game came out to more positive than negative feedback, but then like word on a sequel was silent for years until that trailer.
So right now, Ovendonkey's going out of bounds. This is the first like kind of segmented skip.
Yeah.
Now there's two possible outcomes for this. Either he can get the checkpoint and fall infinitely and reload the game and start off where the checkpoint is, or he can actually get through the wall and die and get the checkpoint. Which he did. That's
the faster of the two.
Yeah, that's the better scenario. So now that Skip's going down in the storm drain and getting destroyed by the helicopter, which is good.
And there is a very specific target for nailing that fall as well.
Because usually for that, you have to spend an extra 2 or 3 minutes running down a series of platforms and dodging a helicopter and pressing a button and waiting for a door to open, and it's super long.
Yeah.
So we just jump into another dimension and fall through the ground.
Yeah. This is one of the darkest areas of the game.
I can't see anything.
It's so dark. There's like one dark spot and one light spot. This is the darkest part of the game, and then the lightest part is in the office, which like blinds you.
Shoutouts to Ovendonkey for just doing a jump that killed the world record run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
didn't kill it.
It kept going, but it was the only part in the game that he died unintentionally.
The one death.
It killed the world record runner.
Yeah.
He
ripping pieces of meat.
Literally died.
Speaking of.
This is a really weird, difficult jump.
Yeah, there's a hidden springboard there. I don't know if they meant to put that there, but it's there.
And it's a very, very narrow window. There we go.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that's not how that jump is supposed to go at all.
That was supposed to be a side jump, but it was not a side jump. I'll try a different way, because that's not working for me.
Yeah, there's 2 hidden springboards right here.
That one's a little bit easier to hit.
Oh, okay.
I can't see, like, I literally cannot see anything
right
now.
It's really dark.
It's pretty dark.
These monitors are really glossy too, so.
I just see Play Madness right behind me, looking at me.
The reflection in the screen.
Oh, that was a good angle.
Yeah. This is like a really technical trick here.
This is one of the harder, like, not out of bounds segments, getting up that little platform.
Yeah, that was true.
There's an example of the slide use glitch there.
And right here, he's gonna skip a little section, which saves a little bit of time.
Basically, every room in this game has some sort of tiny little skip that saves a couple seconds.
Yeah.
In any hallway, you'll see them do a lot. They'll wall kick right off the wall for seemingly no reason, but it's actually to get a little boost of speed.
Exactly. Yeah, and
the movement system in this game is extremely dynamic.
Right.
It doesn't have it does have a set maximum running speed, but there are so many different movements in the movement engine that you can get a whole lot of bonus speed just by doing seemingly random jumps and kicks and coils and stuff.
And like we were saying before, this game is this is one of the harder games to be consistent at every single time. You can have like a really good run or a really, really bad run.
And we're just going to stand on this water for a little while.
Yeah. So like I said before, he skipped a little part of it, and what that does is you're supposed to turn this waterfall off like later or earlier. But
instead he just wall ran behind it.
Exactly.
You just have to have faith.
Yeah.
Have faith.
Boo. I got my one.
That's so funny.
I've been looking for an opportunity to make a leap of faith joke, but I don't think 2 terrible faith puns in a single run would probably end the run.
I would just quit out and leave.
Just alt tab. I'm done. Good job, Daniel. You won.
Drop the mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game's really hard to be consistent. Like, there's like all sorts of like little things on the ground that can just make you lose your speed, and that's what really kills the run. It's not so much not getting the big skips, it's really about keeping your momentum throughout the whole entire run. That's what really makes or breaks your runs.
And this is our friend Jackknife. We're going to be racing him to a set of elevators, but Jackknife is a splicer.
Yeah.
He does not
confirmed
like
splicing.
he does not like to speed game accurately. So you'll see if we get too close to Jackknife during the run, he will actually teleport forward, so he's always in front of you.
Like Larry would have some words for him.
Real quick, we have a $250 donation from Anonymous.
$250.
Yep. All he says is thank you for this AGDQ.
Thank you.
You are very
for donating.
welcome, and thank you for your generous donation.
That was such a good donation, I threw my mic on the floor. Let me reconnect this here.
Oh, that's okay. Oh no.
I'll go for another hidden springboard.
Nice.
Oh, you got it.
That's good. That's
That's the backup strat.
yeah. There's a hidden springboard there, and the angle on it is really
very
shoddy.
precise. Probably more precise than the one in the storm drain.
Yeah, I honestly don't even think that there is a angle that you're supposed to hit it. It just kind of works or doesn't work. So.
Oh yeah, that was an ad for donuts.
Oh yeah. There's only a few advertisements in this game, and Diggler Donuts is one of them.
Almost all the messages on the elevators are hilarious, so in some way or another.
So there was another major skip. Just a quick kick glitch over that
Saves
street.
like 30 seconds.
Skips having to go all the way around. And this is Chapter 3.
This is the worst chapter in the game.
Yes, by far.
Chapter 3 is the only chapter not titled Gotta Go Fast. Chapter 3 is titled Try to Go Kinda Fast.
Yeah. Like I said, the game is really hard to be consistent at, and this chapter is just like the most hard one to be consistent at, even though that's not even correct grammar. That's what I'm going to use. So.
Most hardest.
Yes, most hardest.
Most very hard, difficult game.
Yes.
And by the way, you might notice that they show a little bit of cutscene in between each level. That's actually because the game's still loading, and it says so up in the corner. They skip as soon as it's possible.
Yeah.
That was actually a really difficult skip that Ovendonkey just did.
Yeah.
That trying to wall run turn jump there usually ends with just you smacking your head on the ceiling.
That's pretty much this entire speed run. That was a really difficult trick.
I don't know if anyone watched Ovendonkey run this back in SGDQ, but yes, that is a really difficult trick times all of the game.
And Daniel just got the kick glitch as well on Jackknife. That was good. So this is coming up on Ovendonkey's screen. This is the brightest room in the entire game. And there's like 6 different paths that you can take.
And one of them just turns your entire screen white for about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
There's so much bloom on so many white walls.
I don't take the super bright path because I don't want everyone to go blind.
Right,
Yeah.
we're being nice. And
Take the more swag path.
Yeah, this is
That I missed. This is actually really difficult too.
Yeah.
It took me about 8 hours of attempts before I landed this route once.
Yeah, once you start a springboard jump, you don't actually have to follow through with the angle, so you can switch it, move it around.
Yeah, you can actually turn all the way like 180
degrees and springboard in the opposite direction.
Yeah, and they use that in the run ones.
This is a really strong handgun. It blows doors off the wall.
It does, yeah, it does. It's like,
It even ends levels early.
Oh yeah. Which we don't do, but it is cool.
There's the only flashbang that actually affects you in the entire game. There is another one later, but it generally you're too far away to be affected by
I
it.
think there's one in Chapter 7, but we don't do Chapter 7. We'll talk about that when
And
we
now
get
time
there.
for the greatest sound in the whole game.
Yeah, headphone music.
Okay.
rest in peace.
That does actually open the door slightly faster, but it also
Actually opens the door like 5 seconds
Yeah.
faster.
yeah.
It's
But
pretty
it-
loud.
The importance of it is the fact that it makes a very, very good noise.
That's the only reason why we do it, not to save time. Just to make the noise.
Yeah.
This is kind of, from a developer's point of view, shout outs again to the developers, kind of more of a sad segment of the game because this is a really wide set of roofs with a bunch of different paths, and we just abuse the kick glitch to go in more or less a straight line and pass all of the very detailed and intricately designed paths.
So if you look at Daniel's screen, he's at the super white area right now.
Yeah, he's taking the super bright path through the office.
It's slightly faster though, which is good, but it's really hard to see what you're doing, so you have to practice it a lot.
Interesting fact, the roof that Ovendonkey just passed, before you get there, Merc, your little guy on your headset, says, blues ahead, looks like you're going to have to fight, but because of a certain wall run skip, the enemies there don't actually spawn.
Yeah.
So the helicopter flies over, drops the rappel ropes, and then just sits there, and nothing happens.
It's pretty good.
They're flying out, and I think I forgot something.
Sorry.
There's the honkin'.
Rest in peace, headphone users.
And as you can see here, we even have white trees.
Yeah, no trees in the game have green leaves. That was because they wanted to have perfect contrast. Right now, what Ovendonkey's doing, he's doing this extremely far kick glitch to skip almost all of the scaffolding section and part of the roof section of Chapter 3.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 minutes of running up and down and around the scaffolding. We're just gonna pass it, almost all of it.
Yeah.
We don't even go over onto that other building, we're just at the top now. Unfortunately, doing that skip doesn't despawn the helicopter like it's supposed to. So now you have to run up here in the open against a helicopter that's shooting at you.
And that helicopter has got some really dang good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do this part normally, the helicopter despawns or like goes away. And if you don't do it normally, it still follows you, which is really bad because it kills you really quickly.
The section Daniel's at right now is probably like the hardest section of the whole game. So
Yeah, I'm having really bad luck here.
I had good luck, and it's kind of the opposite of how our practice races went. Like, he was always beating me during those, and not
Yeah,
this
it's not
time,
going too hot.
though. I, like, just punched my mic. I'm sorry.
Here was, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, was one of the first major out-of-bounds skips that was discovered.
Well, sort of.
Chapter 4.
Chapter
Well,
7.
there's been a lot of different variations of this, but this is
Yeah.
a pretty major skip.
Yeah.
That
Just
I'm
like
going to
this
attempt.
general area.
And Ovendonkey and Zero Cool spent most of their time finding these different ones.
Oh, missed it.
Yeah, this
That's-
is
It's really difficult.
this is hard. Yeah.
You have to land in like a wafer-thin section of loading.
Yeah, pretty much. And this skips. Usually, this chapter is called Rope Burn, and he's a not a protagonist, but he's a big character.
One of the bad guys.
Yeah, antagonist. Thank you. And you actually end up killing him in this chapter, but doing the skip, we actually saved his life. So you're welcome, Rope Burn.
Because you're generally supposed to be breaking into his security company and spying on a bunch of stuff, and then you knock him off a building, but he gets to live.
Yeah.
Well, you're lucky I'm missing this so many times. Oh, he got the elevator glitch, so he can't jump or anything right now.
It also
That's why I
locks
did
you into
that.
the run, or into walking. You can't run.
Yeah, just that glitch acts like you're still in the elevator, but you're not.
Shoutouts to more white trees.
Bleach, it's powerful.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a $205 donation from Anonymous. Love you guys. Awesome event as always.
Thank
very
you.
much, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous.
He's doing a
just
little
died.
kick right before he lands, and that's just a really old trick that
It's
keeps-
supposed to save my life, but
Yeah.
Because kicking in the air, as you've probably been able to tell by now, is really broken. And kicking in a vertical fall will reset your momentum most of the time. So you can use it to skip hard landings in places that you can't do a roll.
It just basically stops you, so you don't have to roll, and that saves a few seconds.
there is a slow motion mechanic in this game, which I'm actually going to use to just make sure I don't miss this again.
It's not usually used in single segment because it adds exactly 5 seconds to your RL timer
Yeah,
every time you use it, but it can be useful for nailing really hard tricks.
right. That's why they try not to use it most of the time, but if need be, they...
It's kind of like the Mirror's Edge answer to pause buffering.
Yeah.
Slows it down so you can nail hard tricks more easily.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
you didn't
that
say
when you jump from a high building, the game will usually like expect you to land on a big sort of pillow, basically. And if you're falling while facing forward, you do a really long landing animation. But if you fall backwards and hold a certain section of the keyboard, you can actually slide backwards and keep your forward momentum while doing the landing on your back animation.
Yeah.
And on my screen, since I haven't been having very good luck, I'm doing the safe strat. So I do the sequence right here.
I got hit by a train.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to the trains. They're very hard to avoid when you can't hear them.
Daniel just got that skip. Was it first or second?
The safe strat first try.
So that was really good.
Extremely safe.
But they're starting to.
Yeah, usually I would use an audio cue to know when to get out of the way of the train, but I don't have audio, so.
That's the only time.
Yeah, this
crucial.
chapter is the only one where you really need audio, and it's kind of crucial at some points.
So the gap is starting to get pretty tight right now.
Yeah, when Daniel landed that chapter 4 skip first try, he really caught up a lot.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, dropping down onto this train is the only first-person auto-scroller that I think I've ever seen. There's probably another one out there, but none that I know of. So we're just going to stand on the back of this train for a little while.
Are you going to use chilling strats? Why not?
Oh, no chilling strats?
The comeback strats from AGDQ 2013.
Just wait for a few of them to go by and then do it.
Yeah, you're supposed to be dodging things that are hanging off the ceiling, but we like to chill strats, which is you run forward towards the back of the train and then quick turn, which knocks you over, and you just kind of lay on the train and just hang out.
If I die, it's your guys' fault. Just so
Okay, you might want to get up.
Yeah, you might want to get up. You took 2 hits right away.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man.
3.
Oh my god. Okay, you should be good.
So,
So,
Trust you guys.
You're good.
Okay.
And this is another big, like, train strat. We're just gonna slam into this sign real quick.
Yeah, and that, I don't know why, but for some reason, there's no, like, forward momentum death thing. So, no matter how fast you're going forward, you can't get killed by running into something, which is kind of weird because you can die.
This is the safe strat for the beginning of this chapter.
But it looks significantly cooler than the slow strat.
Oh, nice.
The slow strat is just a random kick glitch off into space,
Yeah.
There's an invisible wall over there, too.
which we're now walking on.
Yeah.
And, what was I going to say? I can't remember, so never mind. I forgot what I was going to say.
Live a $50 donation from Uri. Benny Vici, almost there, almost on VVVV. 100% guys, let's make it happen. We
Yeah,
are
let's make
going to it happen.
VVVVV all make it happen. That is
I think you
the
said
number one thing I want to see.
I might have used an extra V. I think that everyone's have to get over it because it's hard to say.
It's 6 Vs.
I'm just
30.
30.
Just turn into a bumblebee.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
So it's a good thing that we're on reasonably fast computers because if you go too fast and your loading is too slow, a door that Ovendonkey just walked through will actually despawn and you'll just fall into a void.
So that's fun.
And it'd be a void that you actually don't want to go into, unlike
Yeah.
the other ones.
Yeah. Nice. So
That's a pole glitch. That's
yeah.
really hard.
What Ovendonkey just did was he did a kick glitch off of a pole, which it looks just like a normal kick glitch, but it's really difficult because the window that you have to kick is super narrow.
It's somewhere between a third and half of a second.
Yeah, so that was good.
Requires some pretty strong coordination.
And a little bit of aiming, too.
And a little bit of luck.
And a lot of swagger.
I have another $100 donation from Anonymous. So happy to see Mirror's Edge in the event. Good luck to both the runners, and shout out to Blue Satin for his YouTube tutorials for these tricks for newbies like me.
Said shout outs to Floobs.
I think he said blue satin.
Oh,
Blue satin,
I thought he
yeah.
said Floobs.
Floops
hasn't done anything.
Sounds so close. So close.
It's hard to hear you.
Blue, flu.
I can yell.
Okay.
Don't give up.
Just turn the mic off and shout the donations.
Daniel's doing the really hard kick flips.
Yeah, I'm like totally stuck on this thing. So bear with me.
Yeah, this is one of the harder ones to hit in the game.
If we had achievements on, Ovendonkey would have just gotten the Would You Like to Dance achievement.
Fun fact.
Wall run, turn, jump, to wall climb, turn, jump.
Did you use the death boost just because? Or did you make it?
No, he made it.
Okay. I'll say it again when Daniel gets to it, but there's like 2 parts in this game where we use death abuse. Well, one.
One now.
Yeah.
Skip the other one.
Yeah. On console you use it, but there's a chance that you could do it without dying, but if you die, it's not a big deal. So this room is really annoying because there's so many like little things that you can get stuck on.
Yeah.
So
there's a very narrow path down the middle that you can keep your momentum.
That's one of the few like hallways that we don't like wall run boost or do.
Shout outs to
anything
hair
crazy.
physics.
Yeah. She's the only one with hair physics, by the way.
Everyone else has hair made of solid steel.
Yeah. We're coming up to the mall here on Ovendonkey's screen.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try a really hard shortcut that I just recently started being able to do. So.
The infamous couch.
There's a thing in the Mirror's Edge community known as couch strats, and they're really difficult, so it's kind of serious.
It's usually not done because it's a really difficult skip that only saves a couple of seconds.
Well, it saves like 10 to
It's
12.
12 seconds,
Yeah.
yeah, if you do it right away.
Here we go.
There's the couch, it's yellow.
I wish I had a yellow couch.
Nice.
First try.
The reason why that's so hard is because when he did the wall climb turn jump, you could see that he was like wall running on like a small little thing. You can't stand on that, so you have to be jumping at all times to even be like up there still, unless you fall. So that's what makes that really challenging.
There's another neat glitch back in that mall area, but it saves exactly 0 time. It involves the guards, and maybe we'll get to see it later. But
Oh yeah.
I could show that if you wanted, I guess.
If we've got an extra couple minutes at the end, there are a couple funny little things that you can find by breaking this game. You want to show them off?
I have a $55.55 donation from the Saw of the Table. Thanks for keeping me awake during a frustrating day at work. Too bad to sleep sometimes. Maybe you can get Twitch to fix past broadcasts on my account so I can do the overnight stuff. Oh, yeah, and also cured cancer. Cured cancer's probably, more important. Maybe. Just a little bit. And then a $50 one from DEFCON WL Traps. You got unicoded. Hopefully, thanks to the efforts of people like these runners, I can finally stop shaving my head for the loved ones going through chemo.
So coming up here is the end of chapter 5.
Should be one last door and you're out of there.
I still have a lot of chapter 5, so if you haven't gotten enough of it, don't worry.
So right off the bat here, there is a ginormous skip that saves about 2 minutes.
And it's one of the coolest looking skips in the game,
Yeah.
especially if you've got a fast enough processor.
Yeah, this is one I'm pretty worried for. If you remembered AGDQ, I missed this a lot. I wasted a lot of time here.
I'd also like to announce that the VV or all 6 V's, however you want to say it, all trinkets has been met with $5,000. So thank
Excellent.
you guys. If you're looking for something else, we have Half-Life coming up later for the training level, which needs about $5,200 worth of luck.
Okay.
Got it.
So he did it first try, which is really, really good.
Basically, what that is like there's a checkpoint floating in the air right there that you usually get to a lot later in the level when there's actually like a level there. And but checkpoints in this game exist all the time, even if the level isn't there. So we just kind of go out of bounds and jump into it. and then the level, like we hit the checkpoint midair, and then the level loads around us, and it's really awesome, pretty much.
And you found that by mistake.
Yeah, that was accidental when I found that.
So
You'll see right here too, he did it a little bit earlier. In the PC version only, it's possible to press buttons through walls.
Yeah.
It's using the same glitch that you use on the elevator buttons.
Yeah.
And such.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a little Easter egg
There's a
right
guy
there,
in the
guy tied
chair.
to a chair.
Yeah.
Earlier in the level, you go into an office block, and you find an email on a computer about a guy who's complaining about his job, and he says something like, "I know they're reading all of our emails, but what are they going to do to me for complaining about my job? Tie me to a chair and beat me." And it turns out that's exactly what they'll do.
This is the PK training facility that Ovendonkey's in right now. It's a really cool room, but we skipped most of it, which is sad. It's basically where, I don't know if you saw them earlier, but they're called runner cops, and they're training people to be runners, but they're cops, hence the name runner cops. And that's like their training facility.
First you runner, then you cop.
Yeah.
Because one thing I missed when I was explaining the story of the game is they actually have like moles and splinter agents inside of the like runners network, and they are using that to create these runner cops in something called Project Icarus, which is a project to hunt down and kill all of the runners so they stop putting pipe bombs under little grannies.
The storyline for this game it's really cool once you can get into it. It's a shame because the game doesn't highlight on it a lot. You really have to dig if you want to find a lot of information.
The game actually originally had a much deeper story written by, is it Rihanna Pratchett, who is esteemed author Terry Pratchett's daughter.
Yes, she is.
But unfortunately, EA made the development team cut out 70% of the total script.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I read that she's coming back to do work on the second one.
I think I read that she's not coming back.
There's not a whole lot of concrete evidence right now on the second one either way.
Yeah.
Like 4 years ago, I sent her an email asking if Mirror's Edge 2 was ever going to come out, and her like email bot responded to me. So if she doesn't come back,
So,
it's all right.
Ovendonkey right now is in Ovendonkey right now is in Chapter 7, the boat. But instead, we're just going to kick glitch out of bounds and entirely skip the boat.
Yeah, so basically the chapter starts and finishes outside of the boat, which is on the left side of the screen right now. And we're going to go hit the checkpoint over here. And basically, we go from the starting checkpoint to the final checkpoint.
Without ever entering the boat.
Yeah, which is really nice because it makes it a short chapter.
Goodbye, boat.
And the only thing he has left to do is do one last quote-unquote boss fight.
The closest thing to a boss fight there is in this game,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Shouts to crouch punching.
Yeah. And when you do the skip, Celeste is like
Oh,
black.
spoiler alert.
Oh yeah. You don't know that this is Celeste, but this is Celeste.
This is your best friend from earlier in the game.
That was a really good fight too.
That was almost a perfect fight.
And I'd just like to point out again that even though Daniel's pretty far behind, this is just a ridiculously hard game, and it doesn't mean he's
Yeah.
like bad.
Absolutely. Like we were saying earlier, you can get a great run or you can get a bad run. There's not very many decent or okay runs of this game.
Yeah, it's seriously probably one of the hardest games to be consistent at every single time.
Actually, a good friend of ours, shout outs to Cyrno, runs a whole bunch of different speed games, and he told me a little while ago that he thinks Mirror's Edge is up there in one of the hardest games he's played.
Yeah. So Daniel got the Chapter 6 skip, which was really good.
Finally,
Yeah. You got it first time you got there, right?
so I got there, but
So, I mean, that's good though. It's not easy.
By the way, thank you, Sharp Nelly, for that $203 donation for that VV snipe. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, 6 V's in a row hype. The letter V 6 times, I'm sorry.
www.
Yeah. So, Ovendonkey's on Chapter 8 right now, and there's like one of the coolest Easter eggs in Chapter 8, which both of the runners are going to try to do.
We agreed we'd do it.
Yeah, it's part of the run. Oh,
This is a hard kick glitch.
yeah. Like I said earlier, the pole kick glitches are the hardest ones to do because you have a really short frame to do it. got it there second time, which is really good.
And coming up here is one of my favorite little tricks in this chapter. Oh, he got it.
Nice.
Personally, one of my favorite things about just speedrunning, like in general, is the tiny little skips that someone who's never played the game won't even really notice, but someone who's played the game a lot will go like, "Oh my god, that was really good." Him skipping those 2 pipes with that side jump wall run is exceptionally difficult.
And it only takes about 3 seconds, but it's amazing if you can pull it off.
And this here is Ovendonkey's favorite room in the entire game.
Yep, it's
The
called-
atrium.
Yep, the atrium. He's kind of going like a more different path than most people actually go.
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've seen that path. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. He's like the only one I know that actually does that path, which is awesome because it looks cooler and faster, which is always better. You always want to be faster.
Yeah, gotta go fast. Yeah, this atrium is actually really hard for first-time players.
I don't think he's ever missed that side jump, but I clench every time I see it.
I do. I cringe every time he does it. I'm like, no, please don't. So that atrium was really good.
It was. Now coming back is the Easter egg that we were coming up soon is the Easter egg we were talking about a couple seconds ago. If you remember earlier in the game, actually we may have skipped the trigger for that text. When you're crawling through an air vent like this, one of the guards says, "Wow, the rats are getting big in here." Because you can see there that there are a lot of rats crawling around in these air vents.
And we're not going to spoil it, but you can see for yourself.
But just keep in mind.
Well, right now in the story, actually, Drake has stashed. It was Drake, right? Or
Yeah.
Krieg.
Krieg stashed the rifle up ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So Krieg, which you don't ever see in the game except for like once,
And
he
we
gives
skip
you
this
this
cutscene.
sniper rifle here, and what you're supposed to do is, your sister is framed for the murder of Robert Pope, that we were talking about earlier, and now she's in this police cargo van.
So we're gonna blow it up.
Yeah. The only way to save her is by shooting the engine and making the car crash, which makes no sense, but it does. Okay, he's got it. Now, this is the Easter egg.
We shoot right in the middle of these 9 dots,
Doesn't always work, so I really hope it works.
and there's the rat.
It's a giant rat.
There goes, there goes.
Yeah,
Man, the rats are getting big in here.
yeah, they're really big. That's one of the coolest Easter eggs in the game.
But unfortunately, the CPF still cares more about Faith than the giant rat running through the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel is on just finished the fight with mysterious masked runner whose name I'm not going to spoil. Oh, died right in the door.
That's where the level ends.
And he got really bad RNG. This
Yeah,
game
that
has,
was bad luck.
yeah, this game has a few RNG points which are really annoying. It's really hit or miss. There's no way to...
There we go. Just float in the revolving door for a little while.
Flying legs.
And a lot of them have to do with just how much the AI shoots you.
Thankfully, the cops in Mysterious Future Dystopian City don't actually know how to use revolving doors, so going through that revolving door leaves them all inside the building.
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to start flying and they got scared.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a demon! I resign. I quit. I'm retiring.
And you see where I just was, if someone's watching my screen. If you get tased, which is kind of RNG, it destroys all your momentum. So if you're like running towards something, you can't jump and you just like slide off.
He got really lucky there because usually when you get tased, it makes you stop and like it's like a real taser almost, and it's pretty much almost an instant death every time, unless you're lucky. So it's really good that he got that.
This is one button I always press normally because if you get the elevator glitch where you can't jump, you have to quit out and reload, and it wastes like a minute and a half because the only way to get out of this room here is to jump right here. So that's why I don't slide glitch that.
Don't slide glitch the cube either.
There's another really RNG part. But I think I see that. So.
Sometimes the guards will just ignore you, and sometimes they'll kill you as soon as you push the button.
This is the second longest elevator in the game. We call this beverage lift because all she does is talk about beverages.
Are you there already?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
And the reason why this is such a long elevator is because it has both the loading and then the like sort of cutscene where the police have to stop the elevator.
Yeah. And the loading for this elevator doesn't start until after the woman that you hear talking finishes talking. So it's kind of dumb. I think it should load when she's talking, but you have to wait for her to get done talking.
Hey, the development team is obviously watching. They're taking your suggestions.
Why don't you patch the game and fix that?
But don't fix anything else.
Yeah. Keep the kick glitches, keep the side jump boost. All that's fine.
I have a $150 donation from Silence. Last year some t-shirts, this year some cash. A great initiative and always a treat to watch these living Wikipedias rock the games. Nerd power. Thank you for donation. Also $100 from Crade. My mom was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago and had to go through a difficult surgery, chemo and radiotherapy. Been over a year, cancer-free so far. Here's hoping for many more years.
Oh.
So Daniel's in the atrium, as you saw earlier, and this is one of the harder rooms in the game, in my opinion. And he had a really good atrium, or pretty good up until that point, so unfortunately he has to go back here, but that was still really good atrium.
Still significantly better than I can do.
Yeah. We didn't try sniper skip.
There's what? Okay, I was floating, but
She had to get a little bit left out of her system.
the most recent skip we found is right here, and it was found a couple months ago, and it's really hard, and I might die, but I'm gonna try it.
It's called sniper skip. Usually you're supposed to go through the whole little level right here.
And there's a whole bunch of snipers shooting at you.
Yeah. But there's this paper-thin, invisible wall right here.
You have to jump on it or you'll fall off
Yeah,
instantly.
if you don't constantly jump, you fall off, so you can't walk across it, and you just got it. And
I think you're actually watching on the edge of the wall, not actually an invisible wall itself.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really not easy to do.
It's kind of invisible. It's invisible from one side.
So that was good.
And coming up is a beautiful view of the city and the worst room in the game. The room that everybody hates, especially on their first casual playthrough.
Yeah, this is the server room that's coming up right here.
At least it's got beautiful scenery beforehand.
Yeah, the developers didn't have like a proper boss fight, so this is like the last final,
The final boss.
like test room, I guess you could call it. And you're gonna see there's 4 sections of servers in this room, and you have to shoot one server from each section to open up a set of doors. And it's pretty difficult.
It is kind of RNG, but this route works probably more often than not.
Yeah. And the guard was shooting at him right there when he was walking past the first set. So that set already got shot for him, and now he just needs to shoot 3, and that was a really perfect
That was a
round.
solid
Yeah.
server room.
That was like almost perfect. So
Luckily, servers violently explode when they get hit by one bullet.
yeah, and you don't
Oh,
need to
yeah.
destroy all of them, just one from each set.
Daniel
So I
didn't
guess that
do
makes sense.
DQ.
And of course, keep all of your backups in one place.
Ovendonkey's quitting the menu here because
Cutscene
you get
skip.
you get a checkpoint and it's a cutscene skip.
Cutscene.
Yeah.
It's cutscene it.
Oh yeah, because of popular demand, I'm going to do this in third person.
This game is not designed to run in third person, but you can bind a key to change your camera anyway. And it looks really ridiculous.
Time. That's time.
Oh, yeah,
That's time.
That is time. That's
Wow.
very nice.
Fate's arm is currently extending an infinite distance.
Yes, that is Fate's arm that was extending out.
And then that's her sister Kate that fell out of the helicopter, and she's gonna. Yep.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Jumping into helicopters actually gives you powers like the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. As you can see, her legs are. Yep. Yeah, and she's just gonna. She's gonna hang out there.
And that's game.
That was Mirror's Edge. If you want to finish, I can mess
This
around.
is still Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, that's still.
You want to show them the guards in the mall?
Yeah, there's like a weird glitch I found like 2 days ago while I was practicing here. I guess I can show while he's finishing. Also, this is a good run. It's okay.
Yeah, he's
It's
probably gonna
hard.
finish around 50 minutes,
a lot of
which is.
stuff.
Which is still an exceptionally good
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
That's still probably at least top 10 in the world. It's just,
I don't know.
I'm trying to play you up here, man. Come on.
Top 11.
I missed a lot of like high risk.
Oh, like Azure is number 11. Oh, that's definitely top 10.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
That's 4604, all right?
My best is 42.55 right now, but my sum of best splits is like 41.12, so that's what I'm going to go for in the future.
And if you guys want to see more Mirror's Edge, me and Ovendonkey are trying to set up a 2-player, 1-controller run for the bonus stream. So that's going to be really awesome if you guys are interested in more Mirror's Edge.
And if you want to see even more Mirror's Edge, get hyped for the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
No,
I hope not.
I don't think so.
More Bleach, actually.
Yeah, more Bleach.
So,
pretty much
oh god, he
when-
just hit the tree
when you-
strats again.
When you go up this way, you skip a trigger that, well, that does a lot of stuff pretty much. And one of the things is in this room you're supposed to go into, there's like a death volume on the bottom floor that will kill you if you try to run that way. But since we didn't come in here and you come in here later in the level, it doesn't despawn. So there's something weird you can do with it, I guess. I ran up there to spawn this guy.
And now a group of guards are going to run in on the bottom floor to try and chase you out of the mall.
Yeah, because you skip the sequence where it despawns this death barrier.
Yeah.
That kills you. It's meant to kill you, but...
Now we just sit here and watch.
Hey!
Oh.
Hey! Hey! And one more! Let's clap for the synchronized death.
Daniel's trying a really hard kick glitch here on Chapter 9.
Yeah, he's not doing the sniper skip.
It's
It's all right. You guys get the idea.
Okay. So I guess that was Mirror's Edge.
That's Mirror's
All right.
Edge.
I think we're done.
Go, guys.
Good job, man.
90,000.
90,000.
That's
I
incredible.
guess that's a lot.
Follow me on Twitch.
Thank you so much
for the win.
90,000 viewers.
Good job, guys.
That was good.
You guys are
Put this
awesome.
up here real quick.
That was Mike Uyama, the head of this marathon.
Have you been plugging the charity list?
When I've had time.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna start showing off the lists.
Yeah. Let me plug the Twitch streams, PCF, and then we'll do it. Okay. While we're setting up for our next game, I'd like to go ahead and remind you this is AGDQ 2014. That's awesome games done quick, put on by Speed Demos Archives and Speed Runs Live in support of PCF, which is the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Their mission is to basically save lives through cancer prevention and early detection. The vision is to stop cancer before it starts.